Hello and a very warm welcome to this special edition of Rajya Sabha Television. Vice President Mohammad Ansari embarked on a 5-day visit to Armenia and Poland on 24th April. He met the top leaders of these countries and held talks on a wide range of issues. We bring you all the highlights of his visit in this edition. Vice President Mohammad Ansari left on a 5-day visit to Armenia and Poland on April 24th. It was his first visit to these countries. He was accompanied by his wife Salma Ansari, Minister of State for Small, Medium and Micro Enterprises Giriraj Singh, Members of Parliament Sitaram Yechury, D.P. Tripathi, Vivek Tankha and Thupstang Chiwang. Senior officials and media representatives were also part of this entourage. He, however, noted that the geographic location and small market size of Armenia limits the size of its bilateral trade with India. Bilateral trade between the two countries stand at $32.2 million.
They are competent people, culturally very advanced people, very good traders. You will find Armenian traders in all parts of the world. It is said that in the days of the Soviet Union, the smartest member of Stalin's Politburo was a man called Mikoyan, who was an Armenian.
India and Armenia celebrate the Silver Jubilee of diplomatic relations in 2017. Although the cultural connect is centuries old. Besides several Armenian churches, there are Armenian Christians in India even today. Vice President Ansari praised the trading acumen of Armenians and underlined that India has supported Armenia in the field of information technology. In the first leg of his journey, Vice President Ansari held bilateral discussions with the Armenian President and Prime Minister. Armenian Foreign Minister also called on Vice President Ansari. India and Armenia signed 3 agreements. The two countries signed a memorandum of understanding on peaceful uses of outer space, cooperation in youth affairs, and a program on cultural cooperation. Renewed focus on connectivity assumed paramount importance, while cooperation in agriculture, broadcasting, and pharma sector was also agreed upon. Armenia also invited Indian companies to invest in jewelry, watchmaking, and precious stone processing activities. Armenia's association with the Eurasian Economic Union is also expected to allow easy access of India to these markets.
As far as bilateral relations were concerned, the focus was on 2 aspects. One was on tech transfer and on the economy, where it was recognized that currently the bilateral trade has not lived up to its potential. And an important point that the Armenian leadership told Honorable Vice President was the fact that, of course, while Armenia is a small country in a small market, it should not be viewed as such.
Armenia has also promised to roll out red carpet for the Indian film industry to facilitate film shoots. The two countries emphasized on the need to tackle the menace of terrorism. Vice President Ansari also conveyed to the Armenian president the message of President Pranab Mukherjee, besides inviting him to conduct an official visit to India to discuss the agenda of the Armenian-Indian cooperation.
India and Armenia have shared historical and civilizational ties. Vice President Ansari's visit and host of accords would only instill new vigor in the bilateral ties. More importantly, focus on enhanced connectivity and liberalized visa regime would also unleash a new chapter in the India-Armenia relations.
Vice President Ansari also addressed the students of Yerevan State University. He reiterated India's unflinching commitment to the values of secularism. His thoughts also converged on the world of tomorrow, as he emphasized on the need for greater investment in education and stronger democratic institutions to deal with the imminent social change. Vice President Ansari was also awarded the degree of Honorary Doctor of the Yerevan State University.
Our commitment to secularism and its values as one of the basic structures of the Indian Constitution is unambiguous and total. At the same time, we have societal deficiencies which result in license. And therefore, some people take the license to indulge in undemocratic practices, sometimes going as far as using violence. So the two are not in contradiction, but yes, there is a difference between commitment and performance.
Interacting with students, Vice President underscored the need for greater cultural exchange between India and Armenia. Students also expressed their willingness for greater linguistic exchange.
यहाँ आर्मेनिया में बहुत भारतीय विद्यार्थियों है और वे भी आर्मेनियन लैंग्वेज सीख रहा है और हम भी हिंदी भाषा सीख रहा है। कभी गम तो कभी खुशी है ज़िंदगी, कभी धूप तो कभी छाप है ज़िंदगी। विधाता ने जो दिया वो अद्भुत उपहार है ज़िंदगी, कुदरत ने जो धरती पर बिखेरा वो प्यार है ज़िंदगी।
Vice President also condemned all forms of violence and urged everyone to subscribe to common universal values endorsed by the United Nations. He also gave a clarion call to the young students to work for the betterment of society and humanity at large.
The Vice President then visited Memorial to pay tribute to the memory of the Armenian genocide victims. He laid a wreath at the memorial, placed flowers at the eternal flame, and paid tribute to the genocide victims with a moment of silence. The Vice President also visited the Armenian Genocide Museum Institute and got acquainted with the documents and exhibits of the genocide.
On April 24th.
Thank you so much.
He left a note in the honorary guest book which read, and I quote, "This memorial stands as a solemn testimony to the Armenians who suffered grave violence. It is only through the values of non-violence, tolerance and acceptance that we can hope to build a peaceful and harmonious future." The Vice President then concluded his visit to Armenia on April 26th. This was the second visit at the Vice President's level to Armenia. India recognized Armenia on 26 December 1991, 3 months after it declared independence from the Soviet Union. India opened its embassy in Yerevan on 1st March 1999. Armenia opened a consulate in India in April 1994 and established its embassy in October 1999. As India and Armenia boast of promising ties of friendship, Vice President Ansari's visit gave a new push to the centuries-long Armenian-Indian friendly relations.
Time for a short break, lots more on the other side.
For the second leg of his two-nation visit, Vice President Ansari visited the Polish capital, Warsaw. India and Poland agreed to take the strong bilateral relationship to a higher level. Poland reaffirmed support to India's bid for NST and UNSC membership. Both countries also underscored the need to adopt a comprehensive and principled stance against terrorism. India also appreciated the support extended by Poland on several international forums.
We appreciate the support extended by Poland to India's membership of Missile Technology Control Regime and India's appreciation for the membership of the Nuclear Suppliers Group. We are happy to have Poland's support for India's claim for permanent membership of an expanded UN Security Council.
Obecnie to kwestie gospodarcze stanowią główną oś naszych relacji i wokół tych tematów kontynuowała będzie nasza rozmowa, którą rozpoczęliśmy już przed spotkaniem z Państwem.
Union Minister Giriraj Prasad Singh signed an MOU with Polish Agriculture Minister to deepen bilateral ties in the field of agriculture. The move is expected to provide a framework to identify specific areas for deeper cooperation.
एग्रीकल्चर के साथ साथ क्लीन एनर्जी, कोल्ड चेन, कई ऐसे इशूज पर तकनीकी दृष्टि से हमने बात की है और आगे भी किन किन क्षेत्रों में हो सकता है। अब एग्रीकल्चर को लेंगे तो प्लांट्स से शुरू करते हैं तो बायोटेक्नोलॉजी आता है, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी में भी है तो कई ऐसे चीज़ है। प्रोसेसिंग में इनका अच्छा खासा टेक्नोलॉजी है।
Vice President Mohammad Ansari addressed a business summit in Warsaw. He highlighted that goods and services tax reform will make India a unified market with all the states offering an identical tax regime. He stressed that there was a strong global confidence in the India story, with a surge in foreign direct investments which reached over $50 billion in 2016.
With a growth rate of over 7% despite the general global turndown, India today is not just the fastest growing major economy in the world, it is also one of the most open and welcoming destinations for investments and technologies.
India is a major investor in Poland and it is India's largest trading partner in Central Europe. Indian investments in Poland amount to around $3 billion and Polish investments in India touch $600 million.
Vice President Mohammad Ansari also highlighted several initiatives of the government like Make in India, Skill India and Digital India that present a wide array of opportunities for the Polish companies. Both the countries have set a target to double their bilateral trade by the end of year 2018. And this economic engagement can further strengthen the bilateral ties between India and Poland.
Indian Ambassador to Poland, Ajay Bisaria, hosted a reception where Vice President Ansari interacted with the Indian community.
India-Polish relationship is essentially an economic partnership, and it's a strong economic partnership. The visit of the Vice President has taken it several notches ahead.
Over the years, the Indian diaspora has increased to around 5,000 and 3,000 Indian students have enrolled in different Polish universities and institutions in the last 5 years.
भविष्य बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए। मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया आ गए यहाँ पोलैंड में, क्योंकि इससे हमारे रिलेशनशिप बहुत मजबूत हो सकते हैं। उम्मीद करती हूँ कि आने वाले सालों में पोलैंड और हिंदुस्तान के बीच में हमारा प्यार और बढ़ेगा।
After coming here, I realized it's a culture is quite similar. So that brings us also together. And also nowadays we are doing a lot of events here, like Indian events, like as a Diwali, we did in the, I did basically a Diwali event for that Polish people also came, Indian people came. It was quite good.
Vice President Mohammad Ansari also addressed the students of University of Warsaw on 7 decades of Indian democracy. He asserted that an imperative test of a true democracy lies in how it protects and respects the rights of its minorities. He also added that democracy can only flourish when divergent voices can be freely heard without fear of a backlash.
Democracy is a self-correcting and self-improving mechanism. The solution to addressing the gaps and failings of democracy is indeed more democracy.
Also in the Polish capital, Vice President Ansari visited the Warsaw Uprising Museum
people of Armenia, but the heritage of mankind. I'm very glad I got an opportunity to see some of them.
Vice President Ansari also inaugurated Indian Embassy complex. He then concluded his 5-day visit to Armenia and Poland. Vice President said that talks with Armenia and Poland were highly satisfactory and productive.
There were two friendly countries where we were able to regenerate interest in each other's existence and in cooperation. It is true of Armenia also, a small country, but a very, very friendly country traditionally to us. As far as Poland is concerned, as you were told earlier, Poland is an important country in Central Europe. It's a big economy. We have a lot of trade with them. We have Indian investments in Poland. We have Polish investments in India. And in the course of discussions yesterday with the Polish Prime Minister and with the Polish President, we were able to identify some specific areas where cooperation between the two countries is either starting or can start very quickly.
The long-standing friendly relationship of India with Armenia and Poland received a new impetus and direction after Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari's visit.
Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari exuded confidence that high-level political contact and vibrant economic engagement will further strengthen India's relationship with Armenia. He also enunciated that as Polish companies look for opportunities and markets outside Europe, India is a natural destination. With camera persons Sanjay and Anirban, and with inputs from Amrita Rai, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.